What will you experience at a Knock'em Dead comedy murder mystery show? Suspense, excitement, love, more love, violence. Well, not really. And of course, some music. Knock'em Dead Comedy is the #1 murder mystery troupe, entertaining thousands of people for over 20 years.
You have a great night or what? Good.
Their hilarious murder mystery shows are full of audience interaction from beginning to end that will keep you laughing all night long. Their shows are not to be missed. Knock'em Dead Comedy's murder mystery themes include a mob show, a redneck wedding, a high school reunion, a family reunion with a luau theme, or your own custom show.
Johnny, you have a good time tonight or what?
I had an awesome time.
All right. She had a great time. KDC, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, all right.
Fundraisers, private parties, corporate events, restaurants, and more. Contact Knock'em Dead Comedy for your event today.
The Knock'em Dead Comedy Radio Show also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. So call Two Eagles Auto Body and ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527.
Hi, I'm Danny Bonaducci, and you are watching Govs Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something, or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple minutes, this is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Gov Radio? Call the police. Call my agent.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony and Sally on the Knock'em Dead radio show. They're gonna keep knocking them dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie.
Hey, Tony, you're not funny. And you probably shit yourself a lot, and you're no fun to be with, and you don't make that much money, and you're not going anywhere in show business, and I hope you get hit by a bus, and
3-2 to Mookie Wilson. Little roller up along first, behind the bag, it gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Hello, Tony. Mookie Wilson here, 1986 Mets. How you doing?
Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, that Knock'em Dead Comedy Radio, man. I miss you. I wish I was still up there, man. But I'll wait till it warm up a little bit, and hopefully this year things will be a little bit better, man. But when we're talking about comedy, hey, the early years of Mets was a lot to laugh about. You had to make a lot of comedy off those guys. Hey, hope to see you guys during the summer, and hopefully you'll get back on the show, man, at some point in time during the course of the year, all right? All right? Yeah, fine. Contact me, man. All right, Tony. Talk to you later.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday Trivia here on the Knock'em Dead Comedy Show, coming at you live on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast Twitch channel. Thanks for joining us. Please follow this page and share the link and all that good stuff. We appreciate all the support. Hello there, Dana McAllister. Hello, DJ D Love. Thanks for tuning in this morning. It is Tuesday Trivia. We're going to get to that soon. Joe Carletto will be joining us in a little bit. Hugh is here.
What's up, guys? How are we doing?
We're going to get just real quick, get serious stuff out of the way. Dedicating the show today to Don Sill. Don Sill, two years ago, Don Sill lost his brother. Today would have been Greg's 50th birthday, so we're going to dedicate the show to those guys. The funniest Brian Paul is here. You can see Brian Paul. He'll be with us here on Thursday in the studio with us. Jeff Bosey's watching. Good morning, Jeff. No gay shirt for Hugh Murray today.
I mean, it's slightly gay.
No, that's
tie-dye. But I had an interesting weekend mentioning Jeff Bosey.
And gay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. On Friday night, I went to this place that Marissa and her friends hang out at in Belmore called McBride's.
Oh, yeah, I'm familiar.
Yeah, it's a bar. And so I walk in, I'm just hanging out. Marissa did 9 car bombs, by the way.
Oh, my goodness.
She's 100 pounds. She did 9 Irish car bombs. That, in the height of my alcoholism, I couldn't do 9 car bombs.
How is she drinking anything? Because usually her mouth is on you. I'll leave it at that.
That's when she stopped, is when I showed up. But lo and behold, I'm hanging out there. I'm talking comedy to a few people, and I see Lauren walk in with her governor's shirt.
Oh, wow.
She just got off a shift. So like my ears perk up, and I'm like, oh, someone from Governor's is here. And then I see fucking Jeff Bosey himself.
You can't escape that freaking guy.
Yeah.
Is there a bar he doesn't go to? Like,
yes.
What are the chances?
He came in, and Jeff seemed deep in his cups.
Deep in his cups. I've never heard that. That's good.
We'll put it in a Game of Thrones type way. And so then Jeff and I were hanging out for a little bit. It was weird. It's always weird seeing a comedian like in life.
Yes,
because we don't know how to act and
it's true. I bumped into Keegan a few weeks ago out east when those guys from The Sopranos do that Q&A and Joey Cola hosts it.
Right.
After the show, I'm walking, about to hit the lobby, and there's Keegan. I'm like, oh, hey, Mike. Now, I know you love Keegan. I love Keegan. I can talk to him all day in here. But it was like, hey, how you doing? He introduced me to his father, which I have met him before, but I guess they both forgot. So I'm like, oh, hey. And he had somebody else there. I shook it. And then it was just one of those.
So
good show, right? Yeah. So yeah, and I would assume so that's how it went with Bosie?
Yeah. We talked for a little bit, caught up, and then it was just like, well, I guess we'll go to our other opposite sides of the bar and just fucking not talk to each other. But
wow.
Yeah.
And yeah, nice to see Lauren, because Lauren wasn't here for a while, so it was nice to see her back behind the bar.
She was at the brokerage that night.
Oh, okay.
And
I saw her. Yeah, last week she was here.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, so it was cool. And then was Saturday I worked, and then Sunday I had I got a last minute spot at McGuire's.
Nice.
Which was cool.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jeff is calling.
Jeff, welcome to the conversation.
Would you like to catch up with Hugh now?
Deep in the cups. I had one drink the entire evening. I'm a failing Irish person.
I don't buy that for a second.
Me neither, and I didn't even see you.
I was as boring as an open mic comic. Are you kidding me? I don't even know how I was able to sustain a conversation with you. I was barely keeping up. I mean, it was a pleasure to meet his lovely soon-to-be wife. Wait, too soon? And then, talking to everybody and seeing the antics that went on. Her entourage was amazingly, stunned out for St. Patty's Day.
Oh.
If they had any more stickers, they could have been a 1980s collection book.
Yes, they all had hats and stickers. It was very
festive.
Yeah, because none of them were Irish. It was it was a lot of Jews and Italians. And I'm just like, I was the Irish person here.
You representing? Okay.
Yeah.
Jeff, is that one of your regular stops, McBride's?
Jesus Christ, no. I hate everything about Belmore. Are you kidding me?
You hate everything about Belmore? What's that about?
Oh, my God. I hate everything about, the local bars. It's I don't know. I find that it's except for Hugh Murray and his girlfriend, but every, I don't know, lingering,
We're
garbage
Levittown people, so
true.
yeah.
Oh, Levittown? Okay, that doesn't make it any better. While you're at it, why don't you bring up Bohemia? So anyway,
oh my goodness,
or Brentwood, or Islip, someplace where SRP lives. Anyways, moving on.
Stephen
Rocco
Rocco
it was great.
Perillo.
Yes, it was great seeing you. He spotted me. I was like, wow, how unfortunate.
And he didn't go the other way after spotting you.
Yeah.
No, he didn't. He didn't run. He actually called out my name, and I was like, "Why would you do that to yourself?"
I know. I'm a masochist. I said, "How can I make this night more boring?"
I was sitting there. It was either a choice of talking with me, or finding a bathtub with busty razor blades.
Yeah, exactly. I was. I was looking to fall asleep soon, so I figured I'd use you like Ambien.
Exactly.
But Jeff puts people to sleep for different reasons, kind of like Cosby did.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you hate Belmore and all those dive bars, what were you doing there?
I sauntered in because I was like, oh, look, this is where all the non-Irish Jewish people hang out.
Yeah, Marissa made that joke. She's like, I don't think anyone here has an Irish bone in their body. So, of course, me, the comedian, I was like, do you want one? I couldn't help myself.
Hey, she said it. Anytime, any place.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
I think I stood for one drink, and then I think there was a cancer stick moment, and then I left not too long after, so.
A cancer stick moment.
Yeah. We were blowing some smoke in his face.
Yeah.
It was after 12. St. Patty's Day was over. St. Patty's Day is not even like an Irish pride thing. It's just an excuse another day to get drunk.
There was one guy that even had a St. Joseph shirt on.
Oh, wow.
I guess that's like the Italian pastry fucking patron or something.
Well,
I have no idea what's going on.
And I think it's the very next day, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's just like, we're not going to celebrate St. Patrick's Day because I'm Italian. I got
I've got my own day,
I got to fucking wear a T-shirt dedicated to the cannoli king. Just give us our one day, man.
Easy. Joe Carletto is coming in. Easy.
Oh, right.
And that guy is a saint to a lot of people, including myself.
Saint Joe.
But no, it was absolutely great seeing Hugh. He's an amazing person to talk to and see on stage, off stage. And,
thank you, Jeff.
So that's about the sum of me like licking your asshole right now. So other than that, you guys have a great show. Enjoy Tuesday trivia. May you answer all the correct questions incorrectly. Take care. So long. Bye bye.
Well, I'll see you tomorrow night, right?
Yeah, of course I'll see you tomorrow night. G-string on. Love you.
All right. Easy.
Love you, buddy. Still waiting for the return of Jeff Bosey to the stage.
It's coming. It's
I
coming.
hope so. One day. All right, love you guys. Have a good show.
See you, buddy.
All right, later.
Well, yeah, I want to make that happen because he has said it. If James will let him go on the main stage, Bosey will return. So yeah, I want to make that. I'd like to see that happen. But you can see Jeff this Sunday at 317 Main in Farmingdale, where he'll be
very
performing.
nice place.
Great place.
Love that really
place.
good food.
Yep.
I suggest the chicken soup dumplings.
Ooh.
They were really good. Marissa and I went there for Valentine's Day.
Right.
And she enjoys that place. I ended up getting a steak mac and cheese, which was really good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had their
and
burgers
she got
and stuff.
the short rib. So it was actually
that was after?
Yeah. Yeah, it was actually the food was surprisingly good.
It's a great place. Great atmosphere, great food. Yeah, I love it. Yeah. I love that place. Love it. There he is. Perfect timing, actually.
Yeah, timing is everything.
Yeah.
What is the significance?
How we doing?
Right, you right?
Yeah.
Good. What is this? Who is Saint Joseph?
Saint Joseph was Jesus' dad.
Oh, they made him a saint? Oh, I didn't know. So that's who we're celebrating?
My mother made me a saint.
Well, going with that, I have to say, I'm glad you're here. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Probably the only person nicer than Joe Carletto is the Pope. So I'm glad Joe is here. So that's who we're honoring on Saint Joseph's Day?
That's what I always thought. Am I on? Am I off?
Yes,
you
that's
shut
it.
the mic off, didn't you?
No, I turned it on.
No, never.
You were the one backing off. I was about to say, grab a mic.
Testing 1 2.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So I didn't know that.
That's what I always believe.
Okay. You don't have to wear. My microphone's on it. That's the only reason I have mine on. So, and what's the deal? The Italians are like, screw you, Irish people. We deserve our own day. We're gonna have our day right
It's
after
like
you.
the St. Patrick's Day comeback. Like you got your day for a minute.
You, the Irish. I don't actually think that was. I actually think he was the patron saint of good pastries. I don't think it has anything to do
you
with
nailed
the
it. You
Irish.
said that before.
That's what I said.
It's the best part of
He's
the
the
day. It's the
cannoli
pastries.
king.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't. This was the first I was hearing of that day.
Oh, you never heard of St.
How old
Joseph's
are you?
Day?
I'm 37. Yeah.
My God.
Yeah, I got to
Why
remember.
did they let you out?
I'm dealing with a Levittown education. So you got to remember. I went to this high school right here, and it wasn't that great.
I went to Catholic school my whole life. I've been hearing about San Giuseppe since I was a kid.
Oh, yeah.
Andrew Fremda says the McDonald's new Irish-style sandwiches is delicious. The McMick. Oh, he's joking. Son of a bitch. That's what happens when I don't read in advance. Damn it.
You always get caught with Fremda's jokes.
Killing me. Inquiring minds want to know if Josie eats pasta con, and I know I'm saying this wrong, pasta con sardi on St. Joseph Day.
I don't. Is sardi is fish?
I believe so.
Yeah,
right?
no, I don't. I'm not a big fish eater.
Me neither.
Yeah,
Me
no.
neither. Wow.
I eat pasta con pasta.
Yeah.
That's basically what I have.
Yeah, that sounds better to me.
How are you, pal?
Good, thank God.
It's good to see you, man.
Nothing much, really. Nothing at all.
Yeah?
Nothing. In here celebrating 5 years.
5 years.
Get the invitation. Thanks for being here.
Yeah. I've been
Fun.
hanging
Thanks
out.
for being with us.
I've been hanging out on Tuesdays here. It's been pretty cool.
Yeah, I've been fortunate to get guys like Hugh and Fat Jay and some
Me
guys.
or Hugh?
and-
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
You
You and you. You and you.
and you.
That was like the that Curb Your Enthusiasm episode. Remember that years ago? He got into a fight with a guy named Hugh, and he was like, "Fuck you!"
Oh God, I had to hear about that.
Oh, I bet you
Your
did.
friends must send you that all the time, right?
All the time. It happens all the time, and sometimes just like very naturally. Like on, I was telling Tony a little bit before. On Sunday, I had 2 shows, so I stopped by McGuire's, which was like kind of a last minute thing.
Yep, and we thank you always for being with us.
Oh, it was awesome. It was such a cool show, and just right off the bat, like Joe Cravella hosted, and
nice.
it was me.
He had a kick with you. He really liked you.
Yeah. It was a lot of
always
fun.
get great feedback when you're around.
And then Terry McNeely, Tony Landolfi, Richie
God,
Byrne,
Tony,
Peter
wow.
Bales. It
Wow,
was just
that's
like
a good show.
top to bottom.
I
Like,
didn't even realize how many guys were on the show.
yeah. And I
Holy,
think
you're in
someone,
good company.
I think someone didn't show up, and it was just like that was just like a show where it's like you show up and you just like love everybody there.
Yeah,
and it's just like I've
absolutely.
been, Joe's probably the one that I've known the least, and but everybody else I've been friends with for years, so it was awesome. Then I had a gig at Alibi in Farmingdale, and Gio Perez was the headliner.
Right.
Very funny guy. I was excited to do a show with him because I've never been with him. So it turns out he was hitting on my girlfriend for 10 minutes doing crowd work. And, since I got into this new relationship with Marissa, we've brought her up a couple times on the show. And so finally he's like, he's going back and forth with her. She was even pretending to be a lesbian. So, but he starts a bit. He goes, has anyone ever dated a comedian? And she starts clapping her hand, and there was other girls who dated comedians in the audience, but they didn't say anything. So of course he zeroes back in, and he's, oh, do I know them? And she's like, yeah, he's here. And she goes, he's like, what's his name? She's like, Hugh. And he's like, me? That's pretty smooth. Like.
Did you just ask me out?
Yeah. So he starts thinking that. And she goes, no, Hugh, he's in the back. And he's like, what the fuck? And he got all embarrassed. He's like, oh my God, Hugh, I was about to ask you if you knew this girl, after the show. And it turned into this organic moment where it's just that happens from time to time. People are just like, wait, me? Or Hugh, Happens all the time.
Does it make you nuts?
I mean,
You get used to it.
You get used to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You get used to it. The Hugh puns, they happen a lot. Because a lot of people actually, when I introduce myself, they always think I'm saying Q.
Oh.
The letter, Q.
Yeah, like Quentin or something.
That's what I always say. Because I'm like, what name starts with Q besides Quentin? Yeah. Quincy. That's true.
Show off.
Yeah.
So did you kick his ass or what?
No. I told him that if he wants her number, that he's got to start booking me at the stand.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's rising a little bit.
Yeah, he did really well on Kill Tony, which is not an anti-Tony you show.
There's a lot of people
I'm sure
that are
there's
saying that. Yeah.
in the crowd that want to get rid of
that.
But I guess he had two appearances on Tony Hinchcliffe's podcast, and from there he's been doing well. I think he said he's not signed with Gas Digital, but he's been allowed to use their studio, and been running a podcast out of there.
Oh, that's nice.
Which is really, really cool. That's like Louis J. Gomez
Right.
and those guys, like their like podcast, like media company or
Right.
something. So
I once was I've tried to get something going, Compound Media. We've talked about it. So one day, one of those days I'm doing research, trying to figure out, just checking out Compound Media and trying to figure it all out. And then I was on their website and there's a phone number. So I was just one of those moods. I was like, oh, screw it. I'm going to call up and just say, I'm from Govs and we have the studio.
Yeah.
Is there somebody that would somebody I can talk to about maybe doing something? So I call. And I go to the whole spiel. I run the studio over there, but, we'd love to work with you guys. I know we have some connections. No, worse.
oh God,
The phone number was to their studio. Whoever it was on the air.
Oh no!
And this happened on the air. So the guy says to me, he goes, well, we're actually on the air right now. We're trying to get some phone calls in for whatever contest they were doing. But thanks for calling. I was like, sorry, so sorry. Oh, I was so freaking embarrassed.
you're lucky Brennan didn't lose his mind on you or someone crazy like that.
Start with you on the air, right?
Yeah.
Well, that would have been fun.
Reverend Bob Levy.
I noticed you're watching your cat. I love young guys. That sounds weird. I love young guys. How about young people? That even sounds weirder. You're watching on your phone.
Yeah, well,
that's great.
You know what? I saw a guy come in and do this. He opens the Twitch link so he could read the comments as they pop up. Because I kind of could see over there on Tony's screen.
We were always because if you're watching, then you see us kind of putting our heads down, looking at the phone. We have that screen. It's me. For some reason, my phone won't hold the signal.
Really?
So I'm trying.
And everybody else's phone does.
I've only one other person was willing to test it. You feel like doing it? I'll turn the TV on.
Oh, we're gonna test. No, I don't mind. We'll test it out. Yeah, but
my phone won't hold the signal. So
I wonder why.
I had an iPad in here for a while, and I was using that, and that was fine. But I recently moved, and I can't find the damn iPad.
Oh my God!
So I actually, I got to find it, and then I'll start bringing it back.
Where do you think it would be?
In a box. I have no idea. I've
iPad, but I can't find
it. I actually don't know. I thought I was unpacked, but I must have some stuff somewhere.
All right. So now what? So all right.
So I mean, I could
password here. I just love following this stuff because I'm a moron when it comes to this.
I don't know. So what do you? Share too?
No. You gotta. This is an iPhone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just go like that. This one. It should come up.
I think I'm bad. He goes, "This is an iPhone, right?"
Yeah, just making sure.
No, it's a Nextel, Tom.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be a little bit more up on this, but
yeah, that's right. You're the youngest one here. You should. know.
I've never done this. This is what I'm saying. We need a guy like Joe Cravella around. He's like 21 years old. He probably would do this in 2 seconds.
My God.
Yeah.
Yep.
They was holding a bottle now. These kids.
Oh yeah, I was with my girlfriend. She's got some kids. She's got 2 9-year-olds, and they have iPhones.
Right,
it's crazy.
9 years old?
Getting a phone like.
It's really crazy how early they're getting these phones.
It's
but
insane.
like we were FaceTiming the daughter. And she was doing these things she was screen mirroring.
Right.
So, like, we're watching what she's pulling up. She's Googling things. She switches back. All of a sudden, she's a fucking dragon. She's got, like, the filter over. She's talking as a dragon. Then she switches back and she starts drawing. And
right.
They just have it down. And
Well, we had Chris Cassandro in here a few weeks ago. His 10-year-old has a phone. Yeah. He got into some argument with some girl.
Yeah.
And he said... the kid and his son wrote to the girl, "Fuck off and die." The parents went to the school. He got suspended.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow,
It's
maybe
crazy
it's not me
too.
then, because you're not picking up a signal.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe the TV's off the Wi-Fi or something. Might have to re-enter that or reconnect that or something.
All right, there I am.
Oh yeah, you got it.
There you go.
But it's not going to last. So I'll put it on.
That's what she said.
Yeah, and but speaking of the kids with the iPhone, is Marissa felt weird about getting the kids the phones, but like they were like 2 of the last kids in the school to get them.
So if you don't have the phone,
so all of a sudden, like
kidnapping
she gets
for safety.
Yeah, she gets to track them, so now she's always got the location and stuff. But it was. Like, she felt bad, but it's just like, if you don't get it at that point, then they're getting made fun of that they don't have an iPhone, oh, you don't have this. Because I remember, when I was a kid, it was like, oh, you don't have the newest video game system.
What was it when we were kids? Oh, no, when it was...
Atari.
Yeah, no, I'm so old. When I was a kid, it was food. Oh, you don't have food?
You don't have food? You don't got shoes?
Your father's not a hunter-gatherer? You don't know hieroglyphics?
Oh, cool. So we got the TV up now.
So you don't see the picture, but right, there you go. But now we can look up and see comments so everybody can see our pretty faces the whole time instead of looking down. And I need my glasses to even see those comments. And but of course now we're getting stuck with Friender comments. So
yeah. And Apple is coming out with a new app with their new phone. See?
Yeah. There it is. See, it's gone. I lost the signal.
You go back to Twitch.
You know what it is I think when your phone's shut off, if you keep your phone on.
Yeah.
You know, like if it doesn't lock.
Yeah, if it doesn't go to the dark
I
screen.
think it would
that's
keep.
right. 'Cause it
Yeah.
did lock.
Is there a way to stop that from happening?
Yeah, that's in your settings.
What, this right here, the lock?
No, that stops it from rotating.
Great. I feel brilliant sitting next to you.
Oh, in settings. Oh, okay. All right.
So then
Thank
you
you for
go
making me
to
feel
display and brightness. So
Wait, you
Oh,
can
there.
you can make him brighter?
I'm
People have been trying for years. This?
Wow.
and then it auto locks. So
Yeah,
you
go-
see how it
I
auto
see
locks
what
after
you're
30.
doing.
Oh, so
you
never?
Hit, you hit never,
Look
and
at
then but you got to remember to change it back because then otherwise it'll be on in your pocket the whole time.
Oh, I see.
And your
Yeah,
battery
yeah.
will drain. But that's typically if I'm hosting a show, I'll switch it to never real quick so I could see. My time on stage, you know.
That's a good idea.
I usually,
That's a good idea.
yeah, I usually do the voice record, you know, app, and then that's like a good way to get like your audio, and then also time yourself, you know. And
Yes,
just like
sure.
a quick look at the stool, you know, because. I don't know if it's just me, but like telling time from the stage while you're like in the middle of a joke is like nerve-wracking.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and it throws you off, and you concentrate on one thing instead of the time.
And then I'm sitting there like this, like I'm waiting for a fucking bus.
Is he bored? Why is he looking at his watch?
That's the hardest thing that I find so far from
Yeah.
doing comedy is making sure you're keeping it within the right time.
I even tried switching to the Apple Watch, and it still doesn't help with like the digital. I was like, maybe I'm just like really dumb, like Levittown education, you know, like with the hands. And I'm like, oh,
You don't write the pamphlet for the school district. do you?
No, in fact, they don't want me anywhere near schools.
They don't admit it.
I had to get special permission to get him in here with division so close.
You had
I had to call the school. Hugh is coming in. And then they did, what do you mean I'm coming in? We went through that all over.
Yeah.
So
I feel like anytime my name gets brought up, it's just like a rim shot goes off in the background, like an angel gets its wings.
So we're going to get to Tuesday Trivia soon. We all know how much Joe loves the Tuesday Trivia.
God.
Joe, and I have to say, and I'm not making this up, you were probably...
Then make it up if it's bad.
No, this is good. With the... Not counting guys who come in regularly, like, you know, Hugh is set to come in every Tuesday, like Fat Jay usually does too, and Andy's in on Fridays. As far as, you know, people that come by once in a while, you're probably the most sought after. I've had more people ask when you're coming back than anybody else.
Wow, really?
Yes.
That doesn't happen at home, so that's why I come here.
But it happens in my home. It's weird. I don't understand.
It really
Yeah.
does.
I don't buy that. Yeah.
No, I swear to you. I swear to you, I'm not making that up. I swear that more people have asked because you're a funny guy, and then we've always had fun doing trivia with you.
See, that's good because I'm definitely gonna rub that in Richie Burns' face the next time I see him. He was making fun of me last time he was here.
Why?
Me and Richie go back a long time. You know, he's a funny guy.
I think he might actually be coming back this Monday.
Oh,
I think.
yeah?
I'm not
Yeah.
positive, but I think he might be.
Yeah. He said he's around more now that he's been doing his show with Mark Riccadonna out of the studio.
Right.
That's a great show. They're two of the best storytellers I know in the business. Yeah.
And we've been recording their show in here, and I don't really know what's going on. We've been recording them. We've recorded 4 so far, and they have not given me a date to start putting them out. So I don't know what's going on, but.
Because they're probably so drunk they don't even know. You could probably not even hit
That's the
record.
show I want to go on.
You
know what?
7-Eleven coffee for the show.
Yeah, I know.
You like this?
I need to perk up.
I
too.
should have brought video. I didn't even think of it. The last one that they did last week, I had to leave, but I just needed to pick up my daughter. I needed to bring her home, and then I was coming back. So I said to Richie, I said, you know, keep going. Don't worry, everything is all set. It's recording. I said, if you're done, you leave. Don't worry, I'm only going to be 45 minutes tops. I'll just shut everything down. So that's what happened. He finished before I got back.
Yeah.
So I get back, and I'm watching the video, and he gets up. He's wearing sweats because he goes to this gym over here. You want to talk about the worst plumber's crack I've ever seen. He gets up right here, and I see I'm like, whoa! But then I'm like, oh, this is perfect. Then, of course, so at the end of that particular video, I run the credits, and then I just made that like a little bonus thing where you see him. And I don't know if he's even seen it yet. I'm waiting for him to contact me. What the fuck?
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh, man, I laughed so freaking hard. I mean, after I threw up, then I laughed.
See, we could always get away with, like, the no pants thing. I don't know if you want to start doing that.
Are you asking me out on a date? What's going on?
I mean, no one can see. No.
Underneath just...
Yeah. It's just like...
tell me I'm sort of, and he's telling you to take your pants off. What's wrong with me? Seriously.
Shows how different he is.
We can all do the no pants thing, just make it a party. Just all we need is like a tuxedo top.
Well, you're in the middle, so you're the one going skiing.
Yeah, it's a good thing I'm ambidextrous. That's all I'm saying.
Wow. I didn't see things going that way.
This got ugly quick.
And if that's the case, you know how fast Bosie will be here?
Oh, God, he'll be here with his fedora over. He'll be wearing nothing but a fedora.
Oh, my goodness. From this, he's probably under the table right now. Yeah. Jeff Bosie, I always liked the two Joes is bearded and clean shaven. I always like the two Joes.
In November, I grow a beard.
Right.
In honor of my Aunt Angie. You know
right.
That.
I do know that.
No shave November. Yeah.
Or no shave Angie.
Oh, no shave Angie.
But I'm trying to just make sense of it. Yeah. So 5 years we're here. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It went by really fast, and
a lot of fun.
It has been mostly fun. Yes, we've had some hiccups, but it's been a lot of fun. And I want to thank you.
Man, thank you.
You're the man.
Are you kidding me?
Excuse me.
You're the woman in this relationship.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
thank everybody who appears. Thank everybody who comes
in.
And really
been a lot of support.
No problem. It's been a lot of fun getting in here since I started.
Absolutely
really getting after it. It's something I look forward to on Tuesdays. It's such a nice studio, man. You guys really have a cool thing here.
Great radio voice.
Oh, me?
Really
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
He was one of those guys that you never hear a bad word about. Like when the comedians are hanging around, like everybody's always so happy to see the guy. They're pulling for him when he. When you talk about, you've had your hiccups, everybody's always pulling for you.
I can kick her.
Yeah, absolutely.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah. I'm glad you didn't say I had a face for radio. That's what my father always tells me. I'm like, come on, man.
That's great. I have thinking back for 5 years. I remember when we first started. Before we were trusted to get keys, you were the low man on the totem pole that had to let us in every morning.
The key man.
So we did at the beginning. We're like, I wonder if he's an owner. Like, how'd that guy get stuck?
You're
letting
still
us in?
wondering that. Oftentimes, I'm still wondering.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Then that was the thing. We were like, he must be the low man. This poor bastard got stuck letting us in every day. We were wrong about that.
Wait, now that's right. Look at one of the comments. 37 minutes of salutations and compliments. Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's why I come in.
I know. It's a good ego stroke to start my day. Yeah. Now I'm basically.
You, how's my hair? Come out
it's perfect. It really looks good. It's a good look. I like it. Yeah. His needs some work.
Next to you look great.
He needs some work. He needs just some. That's it.
Yeah, it's nice. I like to get the compliments, the ego boost out of the way because now I'm about to get completely decimated by a dentist, and it's such a sadistic relationship, and they just like. It's like a dominatrix, where like you have to ask for it more. It's like, I need another appointment.
Wait, what dentist do you go to? And does she take Oxford?
I'm using HealthPlex right now, but I'm sure we can figure something out. There's a lot of leather involved, and I don't know. I keep getting these teeth knocked out, but no, it's just like a weird feeling that I keep offering myself to go back to get like jammed in with like saws and knives and like all the weird teeth stuff. I hate the dentist so much.
You're not married, right?
No, single.
Right. Well, I might have
Get married. You'll be running back to the dentist.
No. But yeah, I've only been dating Marissa for about 2 months, so not married. Thank God. I've been staying away from it because I would probably owe someone alimony by now. And there's no child support payments. I'm not.
Would you like to go to dinner? And here's your first check.
Yeah. It's
New York girl's with you. She's on her way to the dentist in an hour. Dental surgery sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, New York girl, she's weird. She gets nose jobs and she breaks her feet. Like, she's always got something, so I think she enjoys it.
yeah.
My wife says, my wife never apologized to me once except for the other day when she said, "I'm sorry I married you."
That was funny.
That was good.
That was good.
See, he gets a good one like that out, and then
Yeah.
we laugh, and then that's when he just starts pouring them on. Like, fuck.
Fremda says nothing like a good cavity search, but the key is when they go through the front and not the back.
Yes.
They don't want to come from the other end to get to those cavities, you know?
Well, and if you go up a little bit, I don't know, now you probably don't see it, but Bosie said, "I'm always pulling for Hugh."
Oh, that's excellent. I love the kind words from my friend Jeff.
New York girl says it from the fall down the stairs from 2 years ago. Broke foot, nose broke.
Oh my God.
Major dental trauma. Yeah. Wow, you're still dealing with that and that was 2 years ago already. Wow. Yeah, we've had a lot of weird memories in here. So yeah, I remember when New York girl fell down the stairs and broke her body.
Well, she wouldn't have fell if she just listened to me.
That took me a second.
Yeah, I was like, wait, okay, got it.
I don't mean to make light of your trauma. She's pouring her heart out right now. Jesus Christ. Sometimes I can't help myself.
No, that was good. That was funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, so some lots of fun stuff in here. Yeah, we dealt with that. We actually had one young lady come in here and show us her boobies.
Oh,
we've had food deliveries in here.
That's why you're not going to do that today?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You're right.
Every time
I think he's taking his shirt off.
Big,
every
fat,
time I
sloppy,
get
hairy
here,
boobies.
it's like
that's your
Fat
thing?
Jay or somebody. I'm like, where are all the women? You know?
No, I've had some women. Oh, like Julie Carrion that does the. She hosts the open mic down in Long Beach. She's been in here a lot.
Oh yeah.
My co-host was a female.
Yeah.
Was.
It's funny. She said the same thing.
Yeah, true. Dana McAllister. She was in here once. Yeah, just once. Dana, you're only in here once. All right, we'll have to bring Dana back one of these days. And Jeff's been in here a lot. So, so we've there's been a lot of fun stuff going on.
The green room shows are fun at night.
The green room shows are a blast.
Yeah.
We Adam Ferrara was the last one. He came in.
He's so talented. That guy.
Oh, he's fantastic.
Yeah, and just one of the nicest people.
Yeah, I never got a chance to meet him. I come down. I came down one time when he was performing, and he just lit the room on fire. You know?
He always does.
But I never got a chance to actually like talk to him. You know?
Really?
Yeah. He's still one of one of those guys I'm waiting to meet.
He's very friendly, very giving.
It's weird. I
That's what everyone
that
says.
following week that he came in, I told the story on here because we try to get as many people in here as we can, especially on those nights.
There's only one more chair. How many people are getting in here?
Oh, well, you got the couch, you got a
Yeah,
chair
we
on
got
the front.
the
I'm
casting
always,
couch.
I always try to squeeze people.
How do you think I got in here?
So we try to get everybody in, but don't want to bug them either. I don't want to piss them off.
Yeah.
And I had emailed Adam prior, like a week or two prior. So, any chance? He wrote back right away. Yeah, no problem. Sounds like fun. I'm like, oh, great. But that night, I got in there early because just in case he came in early, and he was walking around, but he had on this long black jacket, his hands in his pockets, and his head down, and that's how he's walking around. I'm like, what's wrong with him?
Yeah.
And then then I had the door open, and I'm kind of like moving around on purpose to, so maybe he'll look. But every time he walked, he because I didn't want to, I didn't want to bug him.
Can you explain that
comedians
again?
are so awkward.
Oh my God.
No, I mean, like, I'm like, I'm walking
around.
No, I'm walking around like
mooning him.
So I'm in the background acting like a feral gremlin, just to get his attention.
He's not looking.
I had my sign, Adam. I'm moving cameras. I didn't want to say, hey, Adam. Like he obviously was, just in whatever place he was in. So I was just hoping to.
Preparing himself.
What's that?
Maybe he was preparing himself for the.
Could be. But again, all the more reason why I don't want to bug him.
You don't want to bug him? You're jumping up and down.
So
you look like a puppy behind his glass window.
So you started doing
He's at Wonderama. Now I'm aging myself. He's in there doing Wonderama.
Yeah.
Honest to God, Wonderama came up in here yesterday. Marla Schultz and Laura Patton were in here yesterday, and we got to talk about Wonderama. That's 2 days in a row talking about Wonderama.
2 mentions in a row.
Bob McAllister. So anyway, so he's walking around several times. And he's not looking at anybody. Didn't look in here as he's walking past. And so I'm saying to myself, he's not coming in. He's in a mood. He's not going to come in.
He's never in a mood. He's always in a good mood.
That's why I was so confused. So I was like, screw it. I walk over to the green room. And I'm like thinking to myself, I'm just going to say, hey, I'm going to introduce myself, say we've been emailing, I walk in, I take one step in. He's by himself in the green room, standing. He's not even sitting. He's standing with a bowl of salad, and he's just stuffing his face. And he looks up at me, and I go, hey, Adam, I said, I'm Tony from the podcast studio. We were emailing. I go, look, I don't want to bug you while you're eating. I just thought I'd say hi. And he goes like that.
I don't want to bug you while you're eating, so I bugged you while you were eating. Then he said, listen, I'm preparing for my set. I've listened to yours. Obviously, you don't know what that means.
Now you screwed me up.
Can go back in the glass cage there?
So I did. I was like, oh, shit. And I walked out, and I did. I came back here, and I'm like, oh, he's not coming in here. I totally screwed this up. And then it was probably about 20 minutes later. Now, same thing. He's walking. He's got his hands in his pockets, head down. He comes in, and at that point, Don Sill was here, so it's just me and Don. But he walks in. He doesn't say anything to anybody. He just walks in. He takes a few steps in, and he just starts looking around like this. And then he looks at me, and he goes, where do you want me to sit? I was like, oh, okay. So he sat where you are, and that was it. And then Don said, well, would you want to do this now? He was, oh, yeah. And we were slated to go on at 7:30. At this point, it's like 7:25. I'm like, I set it all up. I didn't even run credits or ads or videos or anything. I just started.
Yeah.
And that was it. And then he was fine. And he stayed. And then he stayed for about 5 minutes or so. He left. 30 seconds later, he comes back, stayed for 20 more minutes. And we had a blast. And then he seemed fine after that. He was walking around the hallway. So I think we cheered him up. Whatever was bugging him.
See, he's taking a lot.
You're the comedian.
I couldn't even get through that.
You're taking a lot of credit for Adam Ferrara's moods.
Let me. You made his career, didn't you? You were there from the very beginning.
That's right.
Yeah, right.
And I said, hey, Adam. That's right. Maybe you should try playing a firefighter.
I think you'd work great with Edie Falco on Nurse Jackie.
God.
Oh my God.
But one of the best professionals.
Yeah.
And he's responsible for his mood, for the great time he had on the show. Couldn't have did it without you, Dave.
and that's what I'm getting at. I was gonna say, that's how you tell a real professional is he might have been in a shit mood, but then when it's time to get to work, he was 5 minutes minutes early. You said you were supposed to start at 7:30, 7:25. He's right where he needs to be, and he turns it on. Like that. That's.
Well, he actually wasn't in a bad mood. He called and wanted to know how Tony got out. So I said we would change it in the paper in the cage, and he slipped out. But we'll get him and put him back.
Yeah,
he never really goes far.
The lid was loose on the fishbowl. Yeah.
And then as he hung up, he said, "Just thanks, Tony, for my career.
Yeah,
please, just make sure to thank him for everything that I've accomplished."
Oh my God!
I couldn't even get through. I couldn't even say that sentence about his good mood without starting to laugh.
I was listening, and I was like, "Oh, you're just digging as you're talking."
All right, so now, Tone, this story lasted longer than Adam said. Let's move on.
Did I ever tell you the story? And the comedian will remain nameless, but a comedian that walked in the green room on Dice.
No, you didn't.
And Dice
I mean, it's no secret he's not the most personable guy.
Yeah,
So
he's a
I'm
little
not
prickly.
talking out of school. But when Dice,
Another guy I find fantastic.
you know,
So nice, so
yeah,
funny.
once
so,
I've only had one very, very brief conversation with him here, and he seemed really nice.
yeah,
but
you know what I think people make a mistake, and not to interrupt you, but I want to interrupt you. I love that. I don't mean to be rude. So you're about to be rude. Right? You know what? People, I think, expect comedians to be funny all the time.
yes, they do.
So you walk in on Dice and you say hello to him, and if you're not there to actually have a conversation with the guy like he's just another guy,
Right.
you're expecting him to be on like he's here to entertain you. That's
Yeah.
not the case.
100%.
He's just having a conversation with you.
But he's one of the comedians, and not too many do it, but he's one of them. When he's here, there's a sign on that green room door: "Do not enter," which is fine, you know. But I was
after a while, everybody wants to be around him and stuff.
right,
Like
and I don't.
Poor guy
Yeah,
probably be trying to have a salad. You
exactly.
bust in there, you interrupt him.
Who does that? So I was in here, had the door open, the studio door open, and I could see the green room door. So I see the comedian go in, and I hear him say, "Hi, Dice. I'm so and so. We worked together back in the early '80s, right?" It was like right out of a movie. I mean, it's typical Dice. All of a sudden, I just hear, "Get the fuck out of here!" He goes, no, we work together. Dice. He says it again, "Get the fuck out of here!" Oh, yeah, get the fuck out. He walks out, and all of a sudden, because he never misses a beat, and it was like he just teleported. All of a sudden, there's James. And he's now yelling, "What did I tell you? Why you got to walk in? Why can't you fucking read?" And I'm just sitting here. I'm like, first I'm like in shock. Then I'm just, I didn't fuck up. It's not me. So now I'm happy.
Yeah.
And I'm just watching this unfold. I'm like, that son of a bitch.
Another thing we learned about Tony, he's happy when somebody else is miserable.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
Oh no, when you're that stupid, you deserve it. Absolutely.
Yeah. I heard a story about Dice. I don't want to say the other comedian because he's such a nice guy, but I heard that Dice was supposed to do a show somewhere, and he ended up being an hour and a half late or something like that. So his feature was supposed to do about a half hour. And credit to the guy that was featuring at the time, but he ended up doing about 2 hours of material.
Oh my
stretching
goodness.
While Dice was supposed to show up for obviously a sold out show. And then after the show, Dice comes in, he crushes, like everyone's been waiting, like in anticipation. So after the show,
Levittown education.
It's
Those big words.
It's a stutter. I used to get hit a lot. So after the show, Dice comes to the bar, sees the other comic, doesn't even really acknowledge his existence,
Yeah.
So the other comic sees Dice go sit on a stool, and he kicks it out and starts going, "You motherfucker, you ever fucking do this to me again?" And he starts getting in Dice's face. And I swear to God, if I said the other comedian's name, I don't know if he wants the story out there, but it's just, you would just be like, wow, he did that? Because he's like one of the nicest guys on Long Island.
Wow.
But like, I just thought it was one of the funniest fucking stories I heard that someone would do that. Because Dice always comes off as like intimidating tough guy.
Right?
Like,
yes.
Yeah, I would say he is.
I don't know him like personally, or another guy I've never really gotten to meet, but like just like the leather and the sunglasses, and like the tough talk, like. So I was shocked that there was someone who's kind of known as like a teddy bear that would do that to him,
Head, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because I guess like it was just kind of like one of those days. But he probably had a million things in the world going on, and he shows up late. It happens from time to time.
It happens more often than you think.
Yeah.
It really does. Traffic, trains.
Yeah,
the set runs over.
Yeah, accidents on the tunnel or bridge, whatever, or like you getting gridlock in New York.
Just life's problems.
Yeah. And guys like that, like like on that next level, like Dice, like when they're busy, like they're busy. For me, it's like, I woke up late, like a like they like he has people, helping him wake up. Like I don't have people,
And
my problems are nothing.
And right or wrong, to kick his chair out and yell at him like that, you could be killing your career doing something like that.
Oh,
yeah,
for sure.
hurting somebody. It's
for sure.
Wow. All right. It is. So it's almost 12. I think it's time. So it is time for Tuesday Trivia, ladies and gentlemen. The way this works, I'm going to ask some random trivia questions.
Really good at this, Hugh.
He was actually pretty good at this.
I get a couple. It depends.
Andy Plajanos, who I don't see watching this morning, he's usually good for like. He usually gets like 7 out of 10 right.
Really?
Yeah.
Andy, put the answers up right away, please, because I'll be watching the screen.
Yeah, Andy's real good at this.
Dumbass.
But I don't see him though, so
Wait,
maybe.
we don't have pens like on the sports shows. Give me a pen. I got to like hold. You know they hold the pen. What are they writing?
Yeah, I always wondered that. Like, what are they
What
writing?
they're writing.
Like up yours, I hate
Oh,
you.
let's say thank you.
Yeah.
Do you need paper now too?
No, they always hold a pen.
They just hold a pen
They hold
and
a
yeah.
pen. They point. They do. They look smart. They want a pen.
That's what my dad always told me about my day job. He's like, just always walk around with a clipboard.
Yes.
Just always walk around with a clip. No one ever questions a guy with a clipboard.
Yeah, clipboard and be in a bad mood. No one will ever talk to you.
Yeah, and
It's true.
You walk fast a little bit, and it's just people like, oh my god, this guy works so hard.
Look at him. My God, he's always in a bad mood. The weight of the world on his shoulders.
Oh,
Give
so
him a raise.
stressed out. And then I go to a janitor's closet and sleep for a half hour.
Use the clipboard against the
Well, there he is. Andy Plajanos is watching. All right, good. Or listening. That works. Okay. So, yeah, I'm going to ask the questions. I don't give out the answers. Joe and Hugh are going to give us their answers. You guys are going to put your answers in the comment thread. After I ask all the questions, we go back, ask them again, go over everybody's answers, and I give you the correct answer.
Don't let me down, Andy. I'm watching.
That's right, Andy. You want a spot in this club, you'll help Joe. So, yeah, there's no prizes. There's no nothing. We're just doing it for fun.
I'm out.
And
There's no prize. What about the air freshener I got last time for coming in last?
yeah, you bought them. Some prize. I got pretzels over there. I bought those. You want some pretzels?
No.
All right, first question. Where was Frank Sinatra born? I'm looking for a city.
A city. Oh god. I feel like I should know this. Is Queens a city?
We can count that as a city.
I'm going Queens.
All right.
I feel like you know the answer.
You know, I've read so much about him that things now, at my age, I get confused. It's either Hoboken or Newark.
Oh, he's a Jersey guy. That breaks my heart.
All right.
Oh, yeah, we kind of mixed in the chat.
Yep.
Oh, what are they saying?
Yep.
Oh,
It's
we got
mixed.
a Hoboken, we got a Newark.
What was the title of Sinatra's debut album?
What is this, all Sinatra?
I have 3 Sinatra questions just for you, and you always get them wrong, but I...
Yeah, all
He told me you were a big Sinatra fan
Yeah.
and to brush up on my Sinatra trivia, and I completely forgot.
St. Joseph's Day, I do believe you posted a picture of Frank... No. What? Oh, no, on St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's
you
Day.
posted a picture of Frank. Yeah. You're a big Frank guy. I figured this was his debut album. I thought for sure you would... That's not an easy one for you?
No, not at all. But his first song, I can't even...
No, not his song, the album. His very first album. Wow, I thought for sure... You must have them all, right?
I would say...
Eventually, yeah. I mean, obviously, yes. Do I have them all? I don't know if I can answer that question.
Really?
Yes. I have a lot.
I'm going to say Frank Sinatra sings the blues. and it didn't go very well, and that's where he changed his sound.
Well, knowing Frank is in the title.
Yeah,
So-
that makes sense.
Yes,
to me.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Knowing Frank is in the title.
Yes.
I was going to do a generic answer and just be like self-titled, Frank
Something
Sinatra.
like Sounds of Sinatra,
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Oh,
I
that-
hate Tommy Dorsey. Bye, Frank. Glad I'm away from Tom.
That sounds like a good tribute act, the sounds of Sinatra.
Yeah, how many tribute acts?
Oh, there's
there
a
are?
ton of them,
There's
yeah.
some really good guys out there.
I've seen some really bad ones.
Yeah, I could see that. I could
Bad,
see.
yeah, the bad ones are bad.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
yes.
the good ones are really good.
You never met him, right?
Yeah.
You did meet him?
Yes.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
impressive.
I saw him 17 times.
7? You saw him in concert.
Concert 17 times.
But you
and I
actually didn't meet him, though.
I used to be in the limousine business. So
Right.
years ago, I think it was 1984, 86. When was Reagan's second inauguration?
I'm going with 86. I don't know if I'm right about that.
86.
Yeah.
We were down in Washington, D.C. They needed cars all up and down the East Coast to drive. I actually drove Donna Summers. She became a customer for life.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we drove her till she passed away.
I always think of the Chris Rock Saturday Night Live. Simmer down now.
No, I never saw that.
And he was doing. Then he switches it. And he's like, he mentions one of her songs, and he's like, and he's getting the Weekend Update guy going, and he's like, Donna Summer. He's like, Summer Donna, and he just keeps saying like, simmer down now. Yeah, it was a classic. Yeah.
But he ran the inauguration. Sinatra was in charge of running the inauguration.
Really?
And he personally came down.
Wow.
Yeah.
Came down where? To your limousine
No,
place?
mine. He came down to personally thank all the drivers.
Oh, wow.
And I was actually driving Sammy Davis Jr.'s wife, Altaves, onto the grounds of the White House. And Donna, I was driving all week. And he came over and shook my hand and thanked me. And he told me that I could call him Frank.
Oh, my God. That's a
I
big
wonder
deal.
how many people ever got to hear. Yeah.
What did you like? How did you get him to say that? Like, what? I mean, how bad were you kissing his ass that you got him to say that?
I don't know. From what you hear the stories, he just seems like a gentleman, you know.
Well, yes.
Yeah,
He's
you
always
know.
nice. You know, he had a temper like everybody else.
Sure,
you know,
sure.
Of course.
And when you get your balls broken like that, I guess it's just. You know,
And when you're as famous as that, they pick up on the imperfections. Unfortunately, you hear
but,
all
you know,
about it.
That's always a classy move. Like he, you know, just thanking the drivers.
came
You know,
down,
like
thanked every single one of us.
Right.
You like people would be telling the story if he wrote like a note. You know, and it's still like, he wrote us a note. You know, he actually signed it in pen. You know, it's Frank Sinatra. You're gonna tell that story, but for the fact that he actually came down and shook some hands and you know, like that's cool. That's really.
And it
cool
must have taken a
story.
lot of time. I'm assuming there were, so many drivers.
Lots of them.
Yeah,
Lots
so that.
of them. I don't remember. It was a long time ago, but yeah.
Yeah.
And how? I mean, were you starstruck, or were you cool about it? How were you?
I'm not cool about it. I don't know if I was cool.
You're cool about it.
Yeah.
I'm not the type of guy that wears, you know, like I can't wear somebody's jersey or I can't ask for somebody's autograph.
I'm with you, and
You know, I'm not that type
but
of person.
yeah, but somebody who you really fond of their work, like I would think that you must have been some kind of nervous, no?
Oh, yeah. You know,
No?
hi, how are you? It's so nice
Yeah.
to meet you. But
Yeah.
I would say
Oh, okay.
that. I said that to you.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely, right.
One's no better than that. You know.
Yeah.
usually
Oh, I agree.
Frank,
I agree.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, Frank's.
No, I
didn't really mean that. I just, hey, it's very nice to meet you. If it's nice to meet you, it's nice to meet you. I don't know what else you want me to say to you.
Yeah. Right. You didn't say I'm a big fan of your music. You didn't say anything like that, huh? Yeah. See, you're always even keel like that.
Yeah,
man.
that's impressive.
It is
I
impressive,
got
absolutely.
starstruck when I saw Tim Gage for the first time.
So did I, but I was in the shower with Tim.
I just remembered when I was a kid, I would always watch Tough Crowd with Colin Quinn, and I would always see Tim Gage on it. So when I finally got into like the green room here, and I was just like, oh my God, that guy's on TV. You know,
Talk
and
about another nice guy. How nice is Tim?
Oh, Tim is
my
great.
God.
good, so good.
Tim is
Like, you've known
fantastic.
him all your life. I met him years ago, but the very first time I met Tim, and now every time we try to smoke a cigar together, whenever we're around, he's just
super funny too.
That's one of the bright spots of 5 years. You're getting to meet guys like Tim.
Yeah.
They really are. There's a ton of guys like that around here
Yeah.
that you're just happy to see every time you see them, and it's fun and good people. All right, so do you have an answer for the first album or no?
something with Sinatra, something with Frank in it.
Something with Frank in it.
Wait, what was your answer?
Frank Sinatra sings the blues.
Okay, mine is better than that.
All right, so last Sinatra question, and this one's hard, but I thought Joe would know it. Sinatra left Capitol Records in 1960 to start his own record label. What was the name of the label? Multiple choice question, so maybe you'll get it.
Okay, good.
Is it Rat Pack Records? Is it Reprise Records? Is it Old Blue Eyes Records? Or is it Cement Boot Records?
Cement Boot.
Reprise. That wasn't that hard.
I'm going with that one. The other one seemed.
Well, would you have known it if it wasn't multiple choice? Really? Yeah. Oh, all right, cool.
Yeah, that one because it's all over his albums.
All right.
And he talks about it a lot.
But these are you don't know the titles of these albums, but you know the record label.
If I read a book and I said, I just read a great book, and who wrote it? Not the title. Some like I have guys who say, "Who wrote it?"
Yeah.
Fuck do I know?
All right, yeah, that's
sort of funny. That's one of the most depressing things as me trying to like write a book right now.
Who wrote it?
I'm about to go home and just fucking delete my hard drive.
more space on your hard drive for your porn that you save.
Yeah.
How much time in months does the average American motorist spend during his lifetime waiting for red lights to turn green?
Oh, God.
So when you add it all up in a matter of months, how many months would you be waiting for a light to turn green?
God, who thinks of this stuff? Seriously.
I'm going to say 9 months. About the time takes that. Yeah, pregnancy. Because I don't know. I was going to say years because the amount of red lights that I feel like I sit at added up over, I'm about to be 37. Like that's got to be a big number.
Imagine how big my number is. Then.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. You said years? Okay, 13 months, right?
13 months.
More than a year.
Yeah, I was going to go somewhere around there.
Okay. 96. Oh, all right. 96% of American children, this is also a multiple choice. 96% of American children can recognize who? Santa Claus, Ronald McDonald, SpongeBob, or Justin Bieber?
Wait, can you repeat?
96% of American children can recognize who? Santa Claus, Ronald McDonald, SpongeBob, or Justin Bieber?
That sounds like a trick question. Like you're supposed to say Justin Bieber, right?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
It sounds.
You say that.
I'll say Justin Bieber.
I'll say Santa Claus.
Yeah, because I feel like
because I don't want that pretzel over there. Whatever that thing is.
You're going with Santa, you said?
Yeah, Santa.
I see. It's like I really wanted
it's a trick
to.
question. You want to say Santa, but you know it's Justin Bieber, right?
Well, I'm hoping it's Santa. Like if it's Justin Bieber, I'm
wait,
so
maybe
depressed.
It's not Santa.
Yeah.
What if people don't believe in Santa?
Oh, that's true. But I feel like it's still recognizable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tony's trying to trick us.
I'm not that smart to trick you. True or false, some U.S. postage stamps have been produced outside the country.
False.
Hugh says false.
I feel like America's not going to give up their stamp.
Yeah, it's like currency, right? I'll say false.
All right.
Yeah.
You know it's true.
That's
just
what I'm
look
saying.
at the smirk. He's like, look at these two dumbasses.
Yeah, I don't play poker. Actor Morgan Freeman was in what children's TV series? Might be too old for you, but if you know Wonderama, you should know this.
I was going to say...
He's in the children's series?
Yes.
I had no idea. I was going to say Sesame Street.
I don't know, Driving Little Daisy? the prequel to Driving Miss Daisy? I have no idea.
All right, this is one for you. Lana Lang was whose high school sweetheart?
Oh, Superman.
Who's Lana Lang?
Superman. It's he was Superman's girlfriend before Lois Lane.
Really?
Yeah.
Pre-Lois Lane?
Yeah.
Pre-Lois.
If you watch the show Smallville, Lana was a big character.
Oh, okay.
With that kid, yeah. Smallville was good. It was like it was kind of like Dawson's Creek Superman.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It was like a high school drama, but meanwhile,
With superheroes.
Yeah, with like literal Superman. It's like this guy could like pick up the whole school, and he's trying to figure out a date to prom. It was a weird concept.
The boy wonder had no problem for
Yeah.
being
Yeah,
prom.
exactly.
That's why they called him that.
Yeah.
Hugh's into all the superhero stuff. So
Yeah.
Really?
Big comic book guy. Yeah.
All right. So I got another multiple choice question. A grabitologist, Graba-tologist. Grabitologist collects what? Things you can grab, ties, mugs, or
I
pictures.
was going to say ass.
Yeah, it's like the proctologist assistant.
But he collects,
Like
so
this-
he doesn't collect.
Spread them.
The grabitologist collects what? Things that you can grab, or ties, or mugs, or pictures.
I didn't even know there was such a thing. Grabitologist. I leave here dumber.
Well, that's because of me.
I have no idea. I'm gonna guess and say ties.
Ties? Okay, give me the other choices. I'll guess something else.
Things you can grab, mugs, or pictures.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Oh, somebody said ties. Somebody said mugs and pictures. I'm going to say, oh, wait, ties, mugs, and pictures, somebody wrote.
Yeah, it's Frenda trying to find a loophole.
I'm going to say pictures.
All right, last question.
Thank God.
He says that every time. What nickname did President Lyndon Johnson have for his penis?
Ladybird. That's what I call mine. Why? He took that first. God damn.
Well, he's a grabitologist, so maybe he had that nickname for yours.
Oh, no. I feel like I knew this once upon a time.
Is that where Johnson came from?
I don't know. That's an interesting point. I don't know.
I'm still sticking with Ladybird, but
that's a good one.
I was gonna say like the Destroyer.
Torpedo.
Yeah. I feel like he had like a real lot of confidence about him.
Lyndon Johnson. How about the third bullet?
Wow. The Destroyer, is that what you're going with?
Yeah.
All right. Very nice. Let me scroll back.
It's about the time I leave now. I don't want to see it. Joe, you got none. Oh, great.
Joe, you got a couple. I think you got two. Let's see.
Couple.
Yeah, a couple.
All right. Where
right
was
on the head.
Frank Sinatra born? Hugh said Queens. Joe said Hoboken. Andy Plagano says Newark. Dana says New York City. New York Girl says Hoboken. Fremder says New York. And hi, Joan Asher says Hoboken. Yeah, it's Hoboken.
Hoboken.
Yep, Hoboken.
Yeah, you nailed it. It. I thought he was a New York guy.
No,
I
he's
said
Jersey.
Queens. I think I was thinking of Spider-Man.
What was the title? Frank Sinatra's debut album. Hugh said Frank Sinatra sings the blues. Joe said something with Frank in it. Let's see. Andy Plagianos, the voice of Frank Sinatra. New York Girl, either the sounds of Frank Sinatra or the voice of Frank Sinatra. Dana McAllister says the voice. What? From Sinatra and Lamb Chop? What the hell? New York Girl says my cousin still calls Joe Limo. So yeah, Andy got it right. A few of you got it right. It is the voice of Frank Sinatra. Yep.
Do I get half?
You get half credit. Yep.
Yeah,
because you went with his name.
Yep. They add up.
Because we keep a tally. Yeah. Sinatra left Capitol Records in 1960 to start his own record label. What was the name of this label? Was it Rat Pack Records? Was it Reprise Records? Old Blue Eyes Records? Cement Boot Records? Joe and Hugh both say Reprise. They are correct.
Nice.
Did anybody else get that one? All I want to know is who's in possession of Sammy's eye. Oh, my goodness.
God damn. You open this up to the public, they're nuts.
Okay, Andy got it. New York Girl got it. Joan Asher got it right, too. Ava Gardner's a piece of ass records. That's great. Okay. How much time in months does the average American motorist spend during his lifetime waiting for red lights to turn green? Hugh said 9 months. Joe said 13. Andy Plagano said 6 months. Fremder said forever. Bosie said 12 months. Trick question, doesn't that depend on how much you drive?
That's true.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah, as a limo driver.
Yeah,
right?
I could have stopped it more.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Well, but it says average American.
Average American.
Average American. Doesn't say limo drivers or truck drivers. So, Andy Plagano's got it right. It's 6 months.
Andy.
6 months.
Really?
Yeah.
That guy's smart.
Yeah, he's on fire today. He usually gets one wrong by now, but so far so good.
Hold up his face.
Yeah, I do that every day.
always has one of the best mustaches around.
Absolutely. And, well, now it's
other than my Aunt Angie.
But now he's got the porn thing going. It's now the handlebar comes down to here.
It's coming down like the Hulk Hogan.
Yes, exactly. So, and speaking of mustaches, when we were recording Riccadonna and Byrne, they had John Fugelsang last week.
Okay.
Fugelsang told Riccadonna he looks like Ron Jeremy.
Yeah.
I like it. He's got a good mustache, though.
Yeah, Riccadonna,
He's had that forever.
Yeah, he has.
Yep.
He was one of the first people to take me on the road, Riccadonna.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, I bet there was a lot of drinking.
In Ohio. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's where he's from, Ohio.
Yeah, we went to his hometown.
Oh, yeah? Youngstown?
Yeah.
Yep. I know that.
PA now, right?
Yes, he's in Pennsylvania now.
Yeah.
Got married right on that stage.
Yeah.
Were you here for that or no?
I was around. I don't know if I was actually here for that.
Well, I mean, like, you had the place already when that happened? I don't know when that was, so I don't, but that's kind of cool.
What a sweetheart, both of them.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Mark's a great guy. I'm enjoying working with them. 96% of American children can recognize who? Santa Claus, Ronald McDonald, SpongeBob, or Justin
I'm actually
Bieber?
Curious about this.
Yeah.
Hugh said Bieber. Joe said Santa. Dana said SpongeBob. Fremder says Elmo. Chris.
That guy can't follow directions.
No. Chris, is that Chris Thomas? Who is that? Says Santa. Plagano said Justin Bieber. Joan Asher says Ronald McDonald. Bosey says it doesn't matter. They're all pedophiles. Oh my goodness. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have one question that Andy Plagianos did not get right. The answer is Ronald McDonald.
Ronald McDonald. See, that one threw me off.
Well, he's worldwide.
That's true. That's true. And Santa Claus looks different all over the world.
And like you said, a lot of people don't believe in him.
Yeah.
You know what I heard? I don't know if it's still true to this day, but that if two countries have the McDonald's chain in them, they've never been to war.
Really?
Yeah, I heard that, and
if two countries have the McDonald's chain
Yeah.
in them,
so
they've never been to war together.
Yeah.
So if one had it and one didn't, they've been to war together.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I heard that was true, but I'm not positive if it's like, accurate and how long it's been accurate, because I don't know if it was like an old thing I saw, but
Right.
I heard it the other day and it like stuck with me, and I was like, I got to look more into that.
I'm gonna look into that.
Yeah.
That's just interesting.
Yeah, because it's kind of like that, like just like a world economy type stuff. Like they start looking after each other, like when they
Wow, that's
years ago.
wild.
There was a sign. I think it was in Brooklyn. The place was Fat Guy World. It was suits for fat guys, and their slogan was, "If everybody was fat, there'd be no wars." And I always wondered if that would be true.
I don't know. Fat Jay's a pretty happy guy.
Right. He's and a great guy too.
Yeah.
But I mean, a fat guy's not taking somebody's flank, like you're not worried about this, They're coming up on a flank. Okay, we'll wait till Tuesday. So I always wondered if that's true. We have a week to prepare for this. They're taking our flank. I'll come back in May.
You can definitely hear them coming. It's not like they're like fleet of foot. Yeah, it's a little sound like a Clydesdale.
Oh, they're eating a bag of chips on the way, so you hear all the crunching. But Jay...
There's definitely warning signs.
But Jay's also he's also high all the time.
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of pot smoke there.
So that's what I've always thought. Like if you get every world leader maybe some pot and a couple of naked women, and they're probably like, I bet you a lot of problems would be solved if they're just happy. Yeah, I mean, they'd be so happy and high. Like you could probably discuss anything, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I sign off on that."
Yeah, we're starting to get a little Jefferson Airplane with that. It's like summer of '69.
That's his wish list.
Yeah,
Jefferson Airplane.
I just let him go.
Well, you got the tie-dye going. I thought you'd be with me.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely can swing hippie, man.
Where the hell? Oh, all right. So Ronald McDonald.
Hippie? I would say more boxer.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Boxer.
say hippie. Boxer. He looks like a boxer to me.
Yeah. I boxed back in the day a little bit.
You look
A
like
little
you
bit.
do.
Yeah,
you look like you
my-
did, or you know.
My dad boxed in college, taught me a lot. I've trained at a couple gyms, you know,
say
just
that.
just a little bit. Never like anything professional, but you know.
Do you ever have to say, cut me, Mick?
No. I almost did the last
And his dad's name is. Will you just assume is Mick? What?
Could have been his trainer or somebody else at the gym. Ronald McDonald.
I call my Irish father Mick. Let's see how I'll come in with another black eye. Did you see 2 weeks ago? I had the shiner. Oh my god, it was.
And Richie Byrne, I'm telling you, Richie Byrne did not buy your story.
Yeah, I know. It didn't look good for old Hugh.
Well, that was it. They thought old Hugh was
Yeah,
back.
Hugh,
Yeah.
look, it's gone already.
Yeah, guy
Went
healed
away fast.
about a week and a half. It took. Yeah.
It's because of all the sex he's having with his girlfriend.
Yeah, well, I saw Kevin Downey and Jr. and he of course makes a joke right away. He's like, "Oh yeah, would some girl beat you up?" You know, he
And
always
he says it so straight.
yeah.
Then he says,
funny.
sip.
Yeah.
True or false? Some U.S. postage stamps have been produced outside the
I'm gonna
country.
get this wrong.
Hugh
He's
and
just
Joe
smart.
both said false. Bosi said true. Joan Asher says true. Plagano said false.
We got a shot.
But then he needs to point out that he missed the question and just put false because Joe said false.
Thank you.
It is true. The first series of stamps was called The Great Americans. The series, introduced in 1991, was printed in Canada.
Oh, that barely counts.
Yeah, you're right.
You know,
It's a
like,
different country.
Because I'm thinking like, oh, they like outsourced it to Taiwan. You know.
Some kind of child labor thing.
Yeah.
Movie actor Morgan Freeman was in what TV series? Hugh said Sesame Street. Joe said Driving Little Daisy. Let's see. A few people getting it right here.
Really?
Yep. Bosi got it. New York Girl got it. And Plagianos didn't even bother with this one. The Electric Company.
Electric Company.
Oh,
He was-
I remember that show, but I
He was on the Electric Company. Yeah.
Well, how was he a kid on that show? Like
Morgan Freeman?
yeah.
No. The guy's like 80-something years old now. So he was probably in his 20s or 30s.
Well, that's what I meant, I guess.
But that's a kid to you?
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, but yes, now it is. But I couldn't imagine what Morgan Freeman looked like as a 20-year-old.
I think he would look exactly the same.
With the same voice. That's it.
Yeah. Well, it was the 70s. His fro was big.
Oh, bigger fro.
But he was, he was thin, and he had, he would have, like a necklace on and a T-shirt and bell bottoms. Yeah, I remember him. Yeah,
Huh.
Bill Cosby was on that, right?
Was on the Electric Company?
Yeah, Bill Cosby
I
was.
gotta watch more TV.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've never even heard of this show. Sorry, I've never even heard of it.
They had. Remember, Spider-Man was on there regularly. You don't even back then. You didn't watch TV, huh?
Did you have your whole life? You had nothing to do.
This was the 70s. I was a kid. You're not that much older than me. I would think you would remember all this.
I remember the Electric Company.
Yeah,
but
that's
not
all.
Who's on it?
Yeah, I remember
We just
Cosby.
went through
I
this.
don't
know who wrote books. Sorry.
And
Yeah, no.
and Rita Moreno, she was on it too. I remember that.
Okay.
Yeah.
See,
Only because she's still hot. She's in her 90s and she's still hot to me.
I was
so
born
that's why I
in-
remember that.
Good-looking woman.
I was born in '86, so I'm
Oh,
kind of more '90s baby.
The
you
year the
know?
Mets won.
Yeah, yeah.
82 miracles that year. You and the
Yeah.
Mets.
Tell my parents that. Jesus.
Speaking of Superman, I don't know why I said that. Lana Lang was whose high school sweetheart? Yep, Hugh nailed it. And so did most of you guys. Fremdus is Batman. Yeah. Yep. Okay. A grabatologist collects what? Ties, mugs, pictures, or things you can grab. Hugh says ties. Joe says pictures. Plagano says ties. Yeah. Fremdus says ties, mugs, and pictures that are able to be grabbed. Joan says ties.
But what would grab have to do with ties? What's the?
I have no
tie-in?
idea.
No pun intended.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't make up the definitions. It's just
We
what it
did
is.
it.
They're making this up. Yeah, that's what it is. It's a person who collects ties.
I don't know where these words come from, man. Who makes these words?
Gramologist?
Yeah.
All right.
What nickname did President Lyndon Johnson have for his penis?
I won this one.
Joe says Ladybird. Hugh says the Destroyer. Fremder, that's a funny one. The Johnson of Lyndon. Plajanos says Mekong Valley.
Fremder, God.
Fremder says the kickstand. Oh, yes, it is Chris Thomas. Cool.
Kickstand's a good one.
That is funny.
Why, this guy was supposed to be hung well?
I guess so. Okay,
Why wasn't he banging Marilyn Monroe?
Right?
Yeah, true. So so who got? I saw somebody got it right. Where'd it go? Oh, it's Andy. It's Jumbo.
See,
Jumbo.
I knew it was something because he definitely was playing it up. That's not my move. I usually downplay it, so then girls are pleasantly surprised.
Right.
That's
I just
my
don't
move.
show up, so they're pleasantly surprised, actually.
New York girl says Morgan Freeman was her husband's boss for 6 years. He was a really nice guy. 6
wow.
years.
Who was that?
New York girl who.
Husband's boss. So he obviously is in the movie business, or
He is, yes. So yeah, how so? How was he his boss for 6 years? With all Morgan Freeman's white hair, he looks like a photo negative. Oh my goodness!
Oh.
I didn't say that. I was just reading it. I would have got the Morgan Freeman question right, says Plajanos. The electric company actually had the Blue Beetle on it. What? I don't know what that means. LBJ used to show other politicians his dick to intimidate them.
Is that true?
I don't know. I mean, you don't know with Andy. You don't know if that's true or if that's a joke. I don't know. Wow.
That's a little weird. I'm going to be honest with you.
Well, it's always weird in here, so there you go.
Yeah.
Wow.
You think there was a Cuban Missile Crisis out in the White House? Look what's going on in here.
So I think you got 2.5 right there, Joe.
Excellent.
Nice job. Nice job.
Let's see. Hugh got 1,
Mine were all guesses except for the one about Superman.
2. Well, you got 3 right.
3?
Wow. You get the pretzel. Hang on.
Oh, okay.
Get the pretzel.
It's like you're in prison. Nothing but the best for his guests. Look at this. Here.
Yeah, look at
Half a
this.
box of pretzels.
Oh, God, don't trip
See,
me.
that don't work.
And the last water. Right? It's the last one over there, right? I got to get
I'll
new
take
one.
the pretzel. You
More-
want to cheers with me?
No, I'm good.
Are you good?
Morgan was the producer of Madam Secretary starring Ty Leone, and he was on the set all the time. Really?
Wow.
Huh, that's interesting.
Nice to hear he was a nice guy.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, who would you say, because you've had a lot of celebrities with your limo, who would you say was the nicest person that we would all know?
By far. Hands down.
Yeah.
Not even close. I'll tell you.
Okay.
We used to drive her all the time, and we had a thing. And we had a thing where we wouldn't talk about celebrities. We wouldn't talk about, and we drove a lot of nice people. Tony Danza was a doll. Mary Lou Hanna was a doll. We drove tons and tons. All the jets, all the, but this girl, she'd actually take the phone and say, "Who you have kids? Let me talk to them," and birthdays and always feed the drivers, always care where they were parked.
Wow, that's really
she
nice.
was running overtime. She'd always say, and I never knew who it was. Queen Latifah.
Queen Latifah.
Oh, that's not who I thought you were going to say.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Yeah, I thought you were talking about somebody else. It's funny you said it because New York Girl's husband currently works on her TV show. She's doing The Equalizer now.
Okay,
He works on that.
By far, hands down. And
Really?
there was some beautiful people. She was 10 times better than the best of the best.
Wow.
Yeah, she was just a like you couldn't fake caring like that. It was incredible. And
I never would have guessed that.
impressed me.
Yeah.
I know, because a lot of times people's image is not, who they are. Like Joey Cola always tells me that the most charitable person he's ever known to this day is Rosie O'Donnell.
Wow.
And people, a lot of people hate
It's
her.
just kind of like universally hated.
And
Yeah.
a sweetheart, like Joey says, somebody's a sweetheart. That's like
Right.
Oh
sugar
yeah,
rush.
yeah.
So what's this doorbell I'm hearing? That's new, right?
What doorbell?
You didn't hear it just now?
No.
You didn't hear it either?
I really didn't hear it. I was.
And
now I hear them.
Can you take over there, please? Can you sit over there?
I
Go
can
answer
figure-
the door. Do me a favor.
I can figure this out.
I'm going to go ask Larry. I'm going to go ask Larry. You guys just installed a doorbell somewhere.
No, there's somebody for you. Can you take over, please? Can we get a professional in there?
These are auditory hallucinations. I think we need to
It's
call
for you, Tony. Go get the door.
NUMC.
Well, since we expanded the giggle room,
Right, which
Okay.
everybody loves, by the way.
Thank you. Thank
Yep.
you very much. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. Thanks for everybody coming. Thanks for everybody playing it. It's
Yeah.
Really. Can't thank everybody enough. So we moved the offices around, so now we can't actually see the front of the building.
Right.
So lots of times the door is locked, so we ring the bell.
Oh, okay.
Right,
But that's
right.
new, right? I just started hearing it last week. I just last week I started.
No, you're
It
right.
is new.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
All right.
You know this place better than I do.
I thought for
I
sure.
still want you to sit there, but
Yeah.
you to sit there, not you.
Oh, all right. So New York. Can you see New York girl wants you to know that she's Laura's cousin.
Laura.
She doesn't
Oh, I
want.
didn't
She
know
doesn't.
her name.
She
Yeah,
doesn't like
I
me
just
saying
spoke
her
to Laura
name.
this morning.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she doesn't like
yeah.
me saying her name on the air
Okay,
because she's
right,
wanted by
right.
the law. But yeah, but
I
but
just
now
spoke
you
to
know.
Laura this morning.
Laura's good people.
Yeah, she's a doll.
Okay. So yeah. So there we go. It's 12:30. We're out of here. So what do you got coming up?
I'm in Staten Island tomorrow at Craft House, 8 p.m. It's a new show. I'm not too sure how it's going to be. I just met this guy that booked it, but I have some friends from Staten Island coming out, so that'd be cool. Other than that, yeah, I'll be doing Door Court April 1st.
Have you heard of this Door Court?
No.
Yeah, it's a cool little open mic that my friend, I just met him through this, but his name's Miguel Silva, and his co-host is Drew Flores, and
You just mentioned him, right, before?
I did. Miguel's coming in here on Friday.
Okay, great.
yeah,
Great.
and they basically run like an open mic, and it goes through Twitch like this, and they were doing it out of people's houses, and while you're doing your set, everybody on Twitch is making fun of you.
Like that's the premise of the
that's
show.
the premise of the show. They're
Yeah.
actually critiquing you or making fun of you.
Yeah.
That would
Yeah,
be great.
and they
Well, you better
roast
have
you.
Thick skin.
Oh yeah, so they did the first live one from that place Alibi, and they had like almost 100 people watching.
Watching it.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
oh
all
my
the
God,
comedians
they-
are talking about it now.
they-
Like this is like the latest and the
Yeah,
greatest.
yeah,
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
ripped
what a
me.
great
They ripped
idea.
me apart. These kids. Yeah. Oh my God. They come at me hard because I started messing with them on Twitter a little bit. Like I started going back
so
at
like a
them.
social media war type.
Yeah,
of thing?
yeah. I was trying to get
see
under their
that.
skin, But they were making fun of me. It's always a fun time, And then at the end of your set, the hosts will read out like the top comments.
The top comments.
So like I did this. I went in as a commenter first, and like after you get your name read out like once, you're like, oh, I got to do it again. And you start trying to work harder to make fun of these people.
Yep.
So but it's all in good fun. So we always have like a good time.
It's a great idea.
It is
Yeah.
a great idea. Yep.
So I actually talked to Miguel. He said he would like to do one here eventually.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, always welcome. We'd love to have everybody come.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So that's everything this weekend for you. Or coming up.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. It's a slow weekend. I
So
be back to work.
well, you could see Joe Curry or Chris Frangiola or Uncle Louie or Teddy Smith and a bunch of other comedians at one of the governor's stages. If you go to govs.com, check out the full schedule and make some reservations. There's even, and I don't know if you know, but there's somebody there's somebody playing here this weekend. Forgive me, I never heard of him. I don't know how to pronounce the name. MYQ Kaplan. Anybody know
Mike
this?
Kaplan? Yeah.
It's pronounced Mike.
Yeah, Mike.
Oh.
Yeah, he's very funny.
But it threw me off that it was in all the letters are in capital. So I thought it was like a abbreviation. I thought it was initials for something. I'm like,
Don't go on that show because people would have a field day with the comments.
Oh,
You
yeah.
think this is...
Oh, yeah.
Can you get him up there?
Oh, please, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Please.
I would actually come over your house because I don't know what Twitch is. I got them, but I don't know what they are. But I would come over your house just to comment.
I would like to see what happens when he spins his leg.
Yes.
And he spins his leg and the internet finally sees that reveal.
Yep.
I think that would be hilarious.
It won't be worse than that night you threw me up on the patio. I'll tell you that. It won't be worse than that.
But you did great.
No, I didn't.
But aren't you glad we did it?
No.
Okay.
When they opened the patio, the first night of the
I asked
patio.
that same question to all my friends. Aren't you glad we did it? And every one of them say no. That's why I don't date anymore.
Everybody was here to go on the stage. I mean, it was several months. The place was shut down, unfortunately, so they were all dying to get up there. So I'm out there with my phone and a camera trying to just get some footage that I was going to show in here.
We just wanted everybody to get the rust off.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. It was a great. That was great. Having
get back
it.
On the bike.
Yes.
Right.
Don't lose your mojo.
So Joe comes up to me. He says, "Oh, well, you got to go up too." And at that point, I think I've only done one. I've only been up once or twice at that point. Right. And of course, it was months. So I had I didn't even know my set in my head yet.
Oh God.
So he's like, "No, you got to go up." I was like, "No, John, I don't." He goes to Michelle Fox, who was hosting. He says, "Michelle, put Tony down." And I see her I'm like, "Oh, shit." I run to the back. I'm pacing back here. I'm like trying to remember everything. I'm like, and I couldn't. And I hear her say my name. I go up, and I swear to you, I go up. I stand on the stage. First thing I see, all the way in the back, there's Joe and James. And I'm like, oh. I didn't even do 5 minutes because I couldn't remember anything. And God, it was awful.
Better and better and better.
I'd like to think so. I sure freaking hope so.
I don't understand. How could you even be anxious with someone like Michelle Fox around? She is one of the
Michelle's
most
the
calming
best.
people around. She always gives me a big hug, a kiss on the cheek. She calls me sweetheart. I'm like, all my anxiety's gone. I no longer hate my life.
But if I said that, can you give me a hug and call me sweetie? Then I would have gotten arrested. So
that's true. That's true.
But But that's my bomb story, and yes, it has gotten better since. I mean, I just hosted last weekend.
I was going to say you host them. I'm glad we did it.
I am. I'm appreciative of everything. Again, 5 years that everything you guys have done.
That's what we try to do. Really, we try to cultivate talent.
Yeah.
There are stars. And we hope that everybody became stars. And so many people who passed through here became stars.
Oh, sure.
I look at some of the guys, the young guys like you, and I think to myself, oh yeah, that's.
I told the crowd when I hosted last week because Tom McGuire came through. Have you met Tom yet, or have you seen him?
No.
I told the crowd. I said, remember this name because I think. I think he's going to turn into something. And same thing, he's 8 years old. He's young.
Very young guy.
21.
I've heard good things about him. I haven't met him yet.
Oh, you haven't met him yet either?
No,
he's great. And then even Cravella and LaRocco, those guys too. But
those guys are crushing it, man.
Yeah.
Sunday was the first time I heard Joe Cravella do 15. Every time I've seen him was usually around the 8-10 mark.
Yeah.
He had 15. It was killer.
He's very comfortable up there, which is a good thing. Yeah.
Which
absolutely.
Is, half the battle.
Yes, absolutely right.
And emceeing is like a different thing, so it's cool to see him. Like I know he was with Nico White at the Brokerage or something, and he was hosting for him, and he's had a couple opportunities to really learn that MC thing because it's a completely different,
completely different.
Yeah.
Right. And when we put somebody on stage, somebody you can't tell you how many people say I'm a headliner,
right.
And I kind of think to myself, I'm not a comedian, so and I don't pretend to be one. Just listen to get stage time.
Yeah.
Because you never know what you're going to face. Like when the kids were starting to drive, right? You let them drive little places. You let them drive big places. You let them. The more time behind the wheel, the more they're exposed to. So, okay, you might be a headliner in some clubs and even these clubs, but what's the difference if you're middle or MC or if you're open?
Yeah.
Because it's all different positions you get to play, and you get to see if you're a headliner, the crowd is already warmed up.
Right.
Wouldn't you want to go on as an opener and see if you can crack it?
Yeah, I think that's part of the fun.
That's what I would do if I was a headliner and I knew my craft like you guys. And I would ask. I want a cold crowd to stop talking, look up from what they're eating, and I want to see if I can make them laugh.
Yeah.
That's interesting because, and I talked about it, I don't know if it was you. I talked about it with somebody in here. When I hosted that night, you know what? I was talking to Richie Byrne about this. Because when I hosted, not this past Sunday, the Sunday before, I hosted in there, and Richie Byrne was the headliner.
Right.
Now, there was, again, not naming names, but there was somebody on the stage that somebody in the green room didn't like, personally. So this person was just going on and on. This person's not funny, but just going on. And Richie actually stood up and says, "Why do you care so much about what this person's doing out there?"
Yeah.
He says, "Worry about yourself. Yeah. Make sure that you can do your job." He goes, and that's it. So when Richie was in here with me the next day, I wasn't trying to bring that up just to make fun, but I
I see it differently, especially as a host. Like, to me, because I'm all about teamwork. I like, working with a cast of people on a show. We're union guys.
Yeah.
So I always think of it as like we're all in it together. We're all on the same show trying to make the audience laugh. So I asked Richie, because as a host, when I see somebody, like you said, it's fun to go out there and get the energy. Hey, everybody, let's get going. Woo! But then when somebody doesn't do as well,
right,
now you have to do that again and kind of win them back. Plus, I feel bad for the next person that's going up. So I want to try and get some of that energy back.
There's an art
that freaks me out a little bit when somebody.
You were just about to say something.
Yeah, there's
an art to that.
There's an art to it, because like sometimes as a host, and especially if someone's like the lineup, you as a host, you're not always in charge of the lineup.
Correct.
So sometimes it's like you're gonna have someone. Just quick reference. The one time I did Dangerfields, I was kind of a newer comic, and I had to follow Aaron Berg.
Oh wow!
So it's like I tell you, this goes down as the worst gig in my life, where I couldn't follow him. So as a host,
Not
it's
too many people could. Though.
Right.
I learned that eventually. Yeah. I saw him. He was wearing his big furry jacket.
He's better than people think he is.
Yes.
He's the type of guy you talk about 3 days later and say, holy shit, he was hysterical.
Yep. Yeah, he's one of those people that, like, when comics see him on stage, they just stop what they're doing and they watch. But, as a host, it's kind of, you want to keep, like, almost the energy steady, though, because, if Aaron Berg crushes so hard and you have me following him after, only doing comedy a couple years, it's like you almost got to like kind of bring that energy back down a little bit. And people don't think that you actually have to do that, but it's like you want to keep it kind of steady, where it's like, because then when I'm newer on stage and I'm following someone like that, it's like they're comparing me to him.
Yeah.
And they need to like almost like come back down to neutral and give me like a clean slate.
It's an interesting take on it. Sort of like the sorbet of comedy.
Yeah,
right.
Clean your palate.
Yeah, it's like a palate cleanser.
The next guy.
Yeah, I've noticed like with someone who's like a little bit newer, following someone who's just gonna light up the room. It's kind of like a roller coaster, and it's like you don't want to bring the energy like down, be a downer, but like kind of like. Get everyone like settled, while let them wipe the tears from their eyes, and take a sip of their water, and then it's like, all right, now here's your next comment.
I always think of it like a concert. You play the heavy rockers for a few minutes, get everybody dancing, then you play some slow love songs, and then they do that. And then they do the hits towards the end. That's my approach, but again, the concert is one artist playing all the songs, but I just view it the same way. We're all on the same show together. We're a team. We don't want anybody to tank.
Exactly.
Because I worry about if are they gonna come back?
Yeah.
But fortunately that particular night it was ending with Fat Jay and then Richie, and then Keegan showed up, so of course James said put him up, and I said, where do you want him? He said, just throw him anywhere.
That's a ton of comedy.
But I stuck.
You guys cruel to me.
Oh, it's so much fun to watch that, isn't
it?
So
funny too. He goes, that's a ton of comedy. Jesus Christ.
Me, Mike, and Richie, we hang out all the time after, I've these last like 6 to 8 months, I've gotten really close with Fat Jay. So, I like
Jay's
those
great,
guys.
man.
But
Jay's great.
He's funny.
Yes, he really, and he crushed. Oh my goodness, did he crush. And that was the thing.
Those guys we saw from the very beginning.
Yeah.
That I just knew it.
Yeah.
He's going to get better.
Oh yeah,
He's gonna
absolutely.
Get better.
And it's
100%.
And it's kind of nice because he's at an age where, he won't forget what it was like to be up and coming playing a dive bar.
Yeah.
He truly appreciates what's being done for him and what's going on now. So it's nice when it's a good guy getting what he deserves. But so James said put Keegan on anywhere. So Fat Jay went up, and then I threw Keegan on after him, and then you have Richie headlining. So the last 3 comics was just boom, 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 and the place was just rocking after that. So you can't go wrong when you have guys like that on the bill. Thankfully. But it does. It gets me a little bit.
One of you guys said, I never understood why someone doesn't want a comedian to do well. Like I never you talk bad about him.
Yeah.
Because what comedians don't realize, as somebody who listens to a crowd or something like it, comedy is subjective. What I find funny may not be what somebody else finds funny, and that's what makes the world go round. But if there's a comedian on a show that's bad, and you don't help him or bring him up or help his act or comedy, someone's going to say, "How was the show last night?" It wasn't that good. They were probably talking about one comedian,
right?
But you get lumped into that.
Exactly.
So,
I agree.
Wow,
100%.
I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Oh, I think about
They'll say
that
who
all
was
the
on
time.
show, and then they'll say this, and this. But all they heard was it wasn't good.
Yeah.
So I always try to help. I would always
Right.
try to help that guy get better because it only makes me better.
I'll take it further. I
100%.
think about you guys because the Giggle Room, a lot of people can come in, produce their own show, and a lot of times it's not somebody that's really in the business so much, or they think they can do something they can't. So if somebody who wasn't attached to it, because a lot of times in the people just get their people to come in, but if they came in just to see a comedy show and they end up in there and they walk out, and say, oh my God, that was awful. Like not only are they lumping in the comics in, but they're lumping the club in that.
Right.
Or comedy itself.
Well,
Right.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Comedy itself.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
We've been to a firehouse. We don't want to hear that again.
Right.
Yeah.
I go through that a lot with the murder mysteries too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shitty companies out there, man.
Yeah, but it's interesting what you guys say with like tearing another comic down, because like I always looked at that like because when I was first getting into comedy, I was kind of doing like a character. I was kind of like this overly confident, cocky guy, and everyone kind of just thought I was like this douchebag, And it wasn't until I swear to God, I would hang out here all the time, and I was not getting put up, and I just couldn't understand it. And I was comparing myself. I wasn't staying in my own lane, because I started the exact same open mic here when they used to run the open mic on the main stage with Anthony DiDomenico. So every day I would, and so Anthony started getting spots before me, so I was always comparing myself because we started on the same exact day at the same exact mic. But, not everyone was so helpful to me in the beginning. And it wasn't until I had a conversation with Ginny Lund at the bar where she just goes, you're actually like a nice guy. And I was like, yeah, I'm doing like a thing. Like I'm not, this isn't who I am as a person. But I always thought the people who would like tear down another comic or like not help out, it just like was their own insecurities.
Their own insecurities, absolutely.
Yeah, and that was it. It was just like that's how you know they're not really like a great comic, because they're like so insecure about themselves that they don't think they're funny, and maybe like they're not doing like great in the business or whatever. It's like because you talk to some of the bigger names like. When I first started, before I started, I went to every single like famous comedian that I respected, and I'm talking like Louis C.K., Joe Rogan, Bill Burr, Jim Norton, like the list goes on, Jim Jeffries, and every single one of those guys, like after the show, when I said, hey, I'm an aspiring comedian, like, do you have any advice for me? They took the time out and like shook my hand and talked to me for like 3 minutes while they're getting mobbed after their sold out show.
Right.
And like that's what I look at. And then it's like some guy who just passed at a comedy club or like is, kind of 1 foot in the open mic scene, 1 foot getting spots is like tearing me down. It's like, what I'm saying? Like Joe Rogan was just nice to me. Like, why are you being a dick? And I think that's.
To be fair, in this particular instance, there was some history between the two comedians, so that so I understood it.
That makes
to
sense.
Listen, if it was personal,
it was definitely personal.
His
Yes.
wife was there,
Right.
you'd be surprised.
Yeah.
And Richie Byrne didn't know that. He had no idea that these two had history. So
Small community.
It is.
It is. It really is.
Yes.
Yeah.
So all right. So all right. We're gonna get out of here. I just actually, I'm gonna say we're getting out of here, but there was something I wanted to show you. So
You know what? I'm gonna say goodbye.
yeah. Okay. All right.
See you later. Yes, definitely.
Thank you, pal.
Thanks for being around. I really appreciate it. Always. T, I'd hug you, but I
Thank you, pal.
See you later, brother.
All right.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for listening. Thanks for coming to the clubs.
Take care.
So this is something you'll appreciate.
Such a nice guy, man.
Oh, Joe's the
was
best.
fun.
Joe is the best, really. And really, honestly, some of the the benefit. I think that's been the biggest benefit of being involved here for 3 years. Joe's become a close friend.
Yeah.
I get to hang out with you. Andy Pajanos has become, like, I think one of my best friends, and
Joey Cola. I've hung out with Joey, and just the friendships.
Yeah,
and
there's a lot to be made.
Yeah,
and when you're
and like you said, these guys that take the time to talk to you, like Tim Gage has been so supportive of this room. I mean, he's been in here a lot. Ziegler, who came in last week, who used to come in all the time before he moved. Actually, he's moving back. Did you know?
I saw him fairly recently, and I knew he was going to be in New York for a while. But it'd be great to see him.
No, but I mean permanently. He's moving back.
That'd be great.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Ziegler is one of those guys that like when he started like a little bit before me, but like me, him, Anthony DiDomenico, Mike Keegan, we used to just go to the diner and write.
Yeah.
And just talk, and like that's where like the bits come up. It's like you just get 4 comedians like at a diner drinking coffee and like eating food and just like talking about their week, and then someone goes, "Oh, that's a bit." And then you start working on it together, and it's just like, "Oh, you could also say this and that," and then you start brainstorming, and it's some of the best jokes that I've had like have come out with like nights like that.
I love those moments when you hear a guy say, "Oh, that's a bit. I'm going to take that." And they go, "Oh yeah, take it. It's yours." I love seeing that exchange and whatnot. And even Jules, who just started watching. Hi, Jules. She comes in here a lot, and it's just nice to make these friendships and to have the laughs with everybody. It really is. It's fantastic. It's not just the shows, man, but there is something electric about this place. And it's just great. But speaking of electric, speaking of great people, and again, you'll appreciate this. It's official. The new one is up.
Yeah, I saw it. It was hung a little bit crooked.
A little bit crooked.
I'm not going to judge Mark.
No, I hung it up.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you think Mark does any kind of manual labor? I hung it up. I know it's crooked. I don't care. My own sign is crooked. I don't care. It's up. The part of the reason why it's crooked, I mean, I admit I'm an idiot. That's part of the reason. But another reason, Mark ordered the same exact banner as he used to have. And when I say that, I mean this banner is like 2 feet taller than the damn fence it hangs on.
Oh, wow.
I actually had to fold it back. The old banner, I actually just had it sitting on the grass.
Yeah.
This time I folded it back, and that's why I was struggling, because I was doing it by myself without any help. And
with those 2 dandies.
Those 2 dandies. So, yeah, it was just... so the banner is back up. Oh, what? Is it up? I don't... What happened? Did somebody take it again? What's happening? Oh, there. I'm just being stupid. I just want to rile up Mark Hirschman.
Yeah, so I ended up getting put in a group message with Mark, and he's like, "Oh, let me meet Mark and Keegan." We were talking, and we were trying to figure out a date, and then I gave them, I think, 3 possible dates, and then it was, "I'll get back to you." So it was very nice sentiment on the air in public, inviting me. But I'm still waiting on that date, Mark Hirschman, and then I could plug this.
All right. Well, I'll be sure to yell at him to yell at Mark tonight. Then it'll be hard though, because he's got an autistic guy on tonight that's like some kind of artist.
Yeah, Mike Keegan is his partner.
Well, yeah, there you go. That's tonight on the YouTube channel. Tonight at 9 o'clock, Hershey and the Keegs. Special guest, Trent? Drawings by Trent, I believe it's called.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, he's some kind of caricaturist or guy who draws and paints or something. I forget, but you'll see him tonight. He'll
very
be zooming
artistic.
Right, excuse me, and he's also on the spectrum, so I'm sure it'll be a nice, heartwarming story. So that's tonight, and then tomorrow we're off, but we got Circling the Drain at 7. Why You Like This at 8:30. I believe everybody is healthy again. Last week, neither one of those shows were on because people from both shows were sick, but I believe they're both back tomorrow. And then I'm back here on Thursday with the funniest Brian Paul. Miguel, what's his last name? Silva? Miguel Silva will be here with me and Andy on Friday. Donversations, I do believe we're doing a double shot again. I think Thursday night there is going to be a show. I don't remember who the guest is. Marla Schultz is on Donversations on Friday. So, lots of good stuff going on. So there you go. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Thank you, pal.
Thank you for having me.
It's nice that he's can stop having sex for just a few minutes to come back on the show.
I'm chafing.
So quick, man. That was well, I mean, the joke. All right, everybody enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, and we'll see you guys later. Don't forget, coming soon to Govs, as we've been talking about, Richie Byrne, Mark Riccadonna, drinks, jokes, and storytelling. See you guys.
Bartlett, ladies and gentlemen.
Rob Bartlett! Rich Voss is here. Rich Voss.
Mark DeMeo right here. How about it, Mark DeMeo?
Jim Grumpier.
Carrie Carabas.
Chris Roach, everybody.
Chris Roach. What up to Lisa Lampanelli? How about it?
Lisa.
Hey! Richie! Better baby!
Don Jameson.
Oh, yeah. The only Vanessa Hollingshead. How about it? Woo!
Rick Overton.
Yes, Rick Overton. Hey. Mr. Joey Cola. How about that?
Joey Cola is. Oh boy. He already forgot. He already forgot us on. That's how old he is. He was. Hey, Joey.
Joey.
Well, I hear them, but I don't see them.
Joey.
We're inside the china cabinet.
Well, look to your left, to your right, or wherever. I don't know. It's back.
Hey, we're on your computer.
Hey.
All right.